Have you ever sat down to enjoy a nice plate of rice, soft, fluffy, comforting, and then, not long after, you start to feel off? Maybe your stomach feels a bit heavy, or you feel more tired than usual. Or maybe, if you check, it's your blood sugar creeping higher than you expected. Now think about that for a moment. Because here's something most people don't realize. You could be doing everything right. Eating your rice in moderation, pairing it with vegetables, even choosing what you thought was the healthy kind. But still, something's not quite right. And it leaves you wondering, is rice no longer good for me now that I'm older? But what if the problem isn't the rice itself? What if the problem is just how we prepare it? You see, rice isn't just rice. Depending on how it's cooked, how it's cooled, what kind you choose, and even what you serve it with, it can either support your body or work against it. And here's the part that might really surprise you. There are small, almost invisible tweaks you can make to your rice routine that can help lower your blood sugar, calm your digestion, and leave you feeling more energized and comfortable after meals, especially as you age. This is about the kind of difference you feel, not just see on a medical chart. The kind of difference that means fewer crashes after lunch, less bloating, more regular bathroom visits, and fewer off days where you don't feel like yourself. And it starts with something as simple as rice. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through 5 powerful rice hacks that every senior should know, whether you're living independently, supported by family, or caring for an aging loved one. Some of these tips are well known in scientific circles, but most everyday people have never heard them. And hack number 5? That one might raise an eyebrow. But trust me, it could change how your body reacts to rice altogether. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand why rice might be messing with your blood sugar and gut, you'll know exactly what to do about it. Oh, and just before we begin, if you're watching this because you care about your health, or someone else's, go ahead and comment, "I'm here for better health," down below. That way, I know you're part of this amazing community of people who aren't just growing older. They're growing wiser. And if you haven't already, take a second to subscribe to Elderly Health Central. Because here, we make your health journey simple, practical, and filled with heart. Alright, let's dive in now. These 5 rice hacks are simple. They're science-backed. And they're meant to help your body, not fight it, as you grow older. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. We're just tweaking it, ever so slightly, so that it rolls a little smoother. And it all begins with temperature. Hack number 1, cool your rice before eating. Let's start with Linda. She's 72, lives alone, and has been making rice the same way since the early 1980s. Every evening, she cooks a small batch of white rice, serves it hot and steaming, and pairs it with her favorite stew. It's part of her routine. It comforts her. But what she noticed, without fully understanding why, was that she always felt sleepy right after eating. Not just cozy and full, sleepy, more like sluggish. Slowed down. Almost foggy. Her doctor said her blood sugar was creeping higher. And that puzzled her. She wasn't eating candy or pastries. Just her rice, like she always had. It was her son who first mentioned cooling it. He'd read somewhere that rice, when cooled, behaves differently in the body. Skeptical but curious, Linda tried it. She cooked her rice earlier in the day, put it in the fridge, and reheated it gently at dinner time. Same rice. Same portion. Different result. This time, she didn't feel as tired. No sugar crash. No bloating. Just normal. More alert. More herself. And that's not a fluke. Here's what's happening. When you cool rice after cooking, a part of the starch in it transforms into what's called resistant starch. Resistant starch is digested much more slowly than regular starch, meaning your blood sugar rises more gradually, your gut bacteria get a boost, and you avoid that roller coaster crash. Now, here's the catch. Most people assume hot, freshly cooked food is always better. But for seniors, especially if you're watching your sugar levels or dealing with any digestive changes, fresh and hot isn't always the best option. So here's the fix: make your rice earlier in the day. Or even the night before. Let it cool in the fridge. Then when you're ready to eat, reheat it gently, preferably on the stove, not the microwave. You'll still enjoy the warm comfort of rice. But your body will process it in a gentler, more stable way. And that's just the beginning. Let's move on to something you probably never thought had such power: plain old water. Hack number 2, rinse your rice thoroughly. Now meet James. He's a retired schoolteacher with a dry sense of humor and a no-nonsense cooking style. Every time he cooked rice, he'd rinse it until the water ran clear. When asked why, he simply said, "That's how my mother did it." No science. No special reason. Just habit. But here's the twist: that habit, just rinsing rice before cooking, was quietly doing wonders for his digestion. You see, rice naturally carries a thin layer of surface starch. That starch, when cooked without rinsing, turns gummy and can spike blood sugar more quickly. Even worse, in some regions, rice contains small traces of arsenic, especially if it's grown in areas with contaminated water or soil. Rinsing helps remove both. It's a small step, but one with a big payoff. Unfortunately, a lot of people skip it now. Maybe they're in a rush, or they assume packaged rice is already clean enough. But skipping that rinse can mean more stickiness in the pot, and more spikes in your system. So here's your tip: before cooking your rice, rinse it at least 2 or 3 times. Swirl it gently in a bowl, pour off the cloudy water, and repeat until it runs mostly clear. That cloudy water? That's surface starch. And removing it can mean better digestion, less bloating, and more stable sugar levels. It takes less than a minute, but it makes rice friendlier for older bellies. Now that we've cleaned our rice, let's talk about which kind of rice is best for your body as it ages. Hack number 3, choose lower glycemic rice types. Margaret had always heard that brown rice was the healthiest choice. So, in her early 60s, she made the switch. But instead of feeling better, she felt heavier. Not in weight, but in how her stomach processed it. She felt overly full, almost sluggish. Like the rice just sat there. Turns out, not all healthy rice is senior-friendly. Brown rice is rich in fiber, yes, but it also has a rougher outer layer that can be hard to digest, especially for older adults with sensitive stomachs or slower digestion. Now here's the good news: there are rice types out there that are easier on your system and better for your blood sugar. Basmati rice, for instance, has a naturally lower glycemic index. That means it breaks down more slowly, causing a more gradual rise in blood sugar. Black rice, though less common, is packed with antioxidants and gentle fiber. Parboiled rice is another fantastic option, easy to digest, low in sugar response, and quick to prepare. So don't fall into the trap of thinking only brown rice is healthy. Sometimes, the best choice is the one your body actually enjoys. Switch to basmati, black, or parboiled rice. They're flavorful, versatile, and easier on your digestion. Now let's take things one step further. What if we could turn our rice into a gut health boosting meal with just a few simple additions? Hack number 4, add prebiotic ingredients. Let's talk about David. At 68, he started noticing more frequent constipation. His doctor suggested more fiber, but salads and raw veggies weren't really his thing. Then one day, he tried mixing in a few steamed vegetables and some garlic into his rice. Nothing fancy. Just cooked carrots, peas, and a sprinkle of chopped parsley. The result? His digestion improved. And he didn't feel like he was forcing himself to eat healthy food. Here's why it worked. When you add ingredients like garlic, onions, beans, lentils, or leafy greens to your rice, you're feeding your gut prebiotics, the nutrients that support good bacteria in your digestive system. Good gut bacteria help you absorb nutrients better, support your immune system, and even regulate your blood sugar. But the mistake many people make, especially as they age, is sticking to plain white rice, thinking it's the safest option. While it's gentle on the tongue, it doesn't offer much support to your gut on its own. So what can you do? Next time you make rice, stir in a handful of cooked lentils. Add a dash of chopped green onions, or some steamed spinach, or even just a little turmeric and garlic powder. These little extras not only improve your digestion, they add flavor, texture, and nutrients your body will thank you for. And now, we've arrived at our fifth and final rice hack. This one sounds a little strange at first, but it just might be the most powerful of them all. Hack number 5, cook rice with coconut oil. Eleanor was scrolling through a health article one evening when something caught her eye. Coconut oil in rice? She'd never heard of that. But the article said it could help reduce the way rice affects your blood sugar. She figured, why not try? So she did. She added just 1 teaspoon of virgin coconut oil to the pot while cooking her rice. After cooking, she let it cool, stored it overnight, and reheated a portion the next day. She didn't feel heavy or bloated. Her sugar readings? Better than usual. And she actually liked the subtle flavor it added to her meals. Now here's what's going on behind the scenes. Coconut oil, when added during cooking, interacts with the rice's starch. It helps form more resistant starch, yes, that same powerful compound we talked about in hack number 1. And when you cool that rice afterward, even more resistant starch develops. The result? Fewer calories are absorbed. Digestion slows down in a good way. Blood sugar stays steadier. And your gut? Happier. Now, a lot of older adults avoid oil completely, thinking fat is bad. But here's the truth, not all fats are the enemy. In small amounts, healthy fats like coconut oil actually help your hormones, your brain, and your gut. So the advice is simple, add 1 teaspoon of virgin coconut oil for every 1 cup of dry rice. Cook it as usual. Let it cool. Store it in the fridge. And when you're ready, gently warm up the portion you need. It's a tiny change. But the way it supports your body is anything but small. So now you've seen all 5 hacks. And what's beautiful is, they're not drastic. They're not expensive. And they don't ask you to give up rice. They just ask you to treat rice a little more thoughtfully. Because rice can still be a part of your life. It can still bring comfort. Still nourish your body. You just need to meet it halfway. And next, we'll talk about why these changes matter so deeply, not just for your health, but for your quality of life. Let's go there. I know. It's not always easy to hear that the foods we've loved and trusted for so long, like rice, might not serve us the same way they used to. It's almost like being told an old friend can no longer visit as often. There's an ache in that. A quiet disappointment. And maybe even a bit of fear, because food isn't just food. It's memories. It's tradition. It's comfort. You remember sitting at the kitchen table, steam rising from a bowl of rice. Maybe your partner was beside you. Maybe the kids were still young and noisy in the background. Maybe you still set that same table today, but something's changed. The truth is, as we age, our bodies ask us to slow down, to pay closer attention. What once felt fine might now bring bloating, sugar spikes, or discomfort. And that shift, however small, can feel unfair. Like your own body is becoming unfamiliar. But here's the thing. This isn't about giving up joy. This is about learning to love your body in this season of life, with the same tenderness that you've given others. And the good news? You don't need to throw out your favorite meals. You just need to meet them where you are now. These small rice hacks we've talked about today, they aren't rules. They're invitations. Invitations to adjust, to experiment, to take back a little more control over how you feel after a meal. You don't have to do all 5. You don't have to do them all today. But maybe, just try one. Cool your rice before eating. Rinse it a little longer. Try a gentler type like basmati. Toss in a few peas or herbs. Add that tiny teaspoon of coconut oil. Do one of these things, and notice how your body responds. Notice how your energy shifts. How your stomach feels. How your next blood sugar reading looks. And most of all, notice how your relationship with food starts to feel a little more peaceful again. Because that's what we want in this chapter of life. Not just longer years, but better ones. Not just full stomachs, but calm, steady bodies. Not just routines, but meals that support the life you're still living. Fully. Actively. With purpose. You deserve to feel good after eating. You deserve meals that don't fight against you. And you deserve to know that you have the power to make that happen. So as you go forward from this video, I want you to carry this with you: you are not powerless. Your age does not make you fragile. And small changes can lead to big comfort. The kitchen can still be your friend. You just have to let it evolve with you. Let's take a moment to gently recap everything we've covered. 5 rice hacks. 5 small shifts. 1 healthier, more comfortable you. Hack 1, cool your rice before eating to boost resistant starch and ease digestion. Hack 2, rinse your rice to reduce surface starch and heavy metals. Hack 3. Choose better rice types like basmati or black rice for lower blood sugar impact. Hack 4, add gut-friendly ingredients like garlic, lentils, or veggies to feed your digestion. And hack 5, cook with coconut oil, then cool the rice to help your body process it more gently. Simple. Doable. Powerful. And now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these hacks are you already doing? Which one surprised you the most? Which one are you excited to try? Go ahead and leave a comment below. This community learns best when we share together. Your story might just encourage someone else to make their first small change, too. And if this video brought you value, if it helped you feel even a little more hopeful or in control of your health, please, tap the like button and subscribe to Elderly Health Central. We're here for you every single week, bringing simple, practical, and deeply caring advice, designed just for seniors and their families. Because your health matters. Your comfort matters. And your peace of mind? It matters most of all. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself, and your plate. And remember, your journey isn't over. You're still writing it. Every bite, every day. I'll see you in the next video.